Hi, this is Tom and Heather from Shadowfields, and this is Monday in the Studio. Mitts.
Yes, Monday in the studio. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as you always say, please click on that notification bell so you can be connected into what we're doing on a regular basis. So,
Yeah, how about
welcome.
that?
How about that?
Hey, Rob.
Rob McCowan, this is like your inaugural visit.
We have like royalty with us tonight.
Yes, we do. We're
Yes.
not worthy. We're not worthy. So
Hey,
glad to
anybody else
have
is
you.
online with us tonight? Join in. Type in that you're with us.
Yes, and let us know what you're drinking this evening. We're
Yes.
always very interested in that as well.
So what are you drinking tonight?
You know, it's my favorite Arnold Palmer. It doesn't even look like beer or anything like that. So it's
No, well,
got a
it could be kind of a
nice,
really dark
well,
hazy
yeah, it's
thing. It'd be
this is
really dark though.
You know, this is a tea flavored IPA with hints of lemon and a little bit of spearmint, peppermint. Yeah.
Where do you get that?
What? That's what they say when they discuss or describe
No.
the beer. It's like it's the IPA with the familiar tasting hops with chocolatey sensibilities.
That's usually like about
What?
you're
The hot fudge sundae?
no, like with a scotch or something like that. Oh, it has an oaky
No.
flavor to it with
Yes.
an aftertaste of cherries and
Yes, and we've soaked the barrel in elderberries before.
yeah,
we
something
did
like that.
this. Yes, I know.
Anyway,
Actually, no, they do a lot of descriptive stuff about beers. Oh, a lot. Yeah. I mean, especially if they're, if the brewmeister is very creative. They want to show off their creativity. That's why creative beer making and our creative music go hand in hand together, like gloves and hands.
well, my drink of choice tonight is water.
Good Wasser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agua.
Is Wasser in German. What's water in Japanese, Rob McCowan?
Wet.
Oh, you're so funny.
Yeah.
You're so funny. Yeah, we don't know how many are going to join us today because you know what? Hey, we've been doing 8:30 to accommodate me for the longest time, and now
we're back to 8 o'clock.
We're back to 8 o'clock, and I think it might mess up.
It was a little bit odd because typically I'm all set. You're going to come here and you're going to show up like right on time.
I know.
And you were here a half hour before we started, and
yes.
I like, well, what do we talk about now?
Well, actually, it's an hour. It's an hour because we started at 8:30.
No. I was saying we have a half hour before we started tonight.
Yeah, I know.
You weren't showing up at 8 o'clock for the 8:30 ones.
But
you'd show up at 8:25.
I had something special I was doing at my church, so it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
So hi, Deborah King.
Hi, Deb.
Thanks for coming out of your area. I don't know if it's like. Actually, I can't see her house anymore because usually I could see her house and what it was. So I could be like, hey, you're on your porch, but I just don't even know if you have a porch. So, but thanks for joining us. That's wonderful. And I love that you're clapping.
Deb, what are you drinking tonight? Rob, what are you drinking? Heather has the black tea lemonade it's thing, like the Arnold Palmer.
Thing. No, it's the sensibilities of lemon with spearmint.
There's no spearmint in
spearmint. Spearmint?
There's none of that in there. It's tea and lemons. And I have water.
That's very good. Wasser?
Okay.
Yes. So we've been kind of diving into the songwriting, but before we do that,
we have to find out what's been happening in the studio.
Well, what's been happening in the studio is we've been last Monday.
We've been very busy.
Last Monday we worked on a brand new song.
Did we?
Yes. Yep. And you gave me the Liquid IV strawberry flavor. Oh. I'm sorry. She said Liquid IV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right. Tom's like, what did she say?
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Okay. So last Monday after we had Mitts, we worked on a song. If you know Much Ado About You, it has certain characteristics to it that are very similar to this new song, but it has that. It's just really fun, upbeat. It's a little bit tongue in cheek too, which I like. So it's got that hey,
Oh yeah, you know,
hey, kind of look at me, but really you're like, no one's looking at me. So you've got that kind of tongue in cheek thing going on, which I really like, the nice turnarounds.
yeah,
So we
and
got that
and
coming.
there's like a couple dozen of you on that already, and this
There
is just
are.
the scratch tracks, and
I
there's a
know.
couple dozen of you.
Yep. And Jimmy is saying hi. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Thanks for joining us. I think you're still in Phoenix. So Jim, you come back to
No
Chicago.
drink. Hmm.
You come back to Chicago. Was it on the 17th? Something like that. So we'll look forward to having you back in town. So yeah, so we worked on this new song, and now we're scheduling the guys to come in and not only do their parts on the song, but also we're also taking some video too, because we want to see if we can get the single out, right?
Yeah, yeah. We've had Running Up the Hill done for months.
Yep, and I went out and I did some last Sunday. It was not even studio time, but I went out and took some great shots of some local places around here. I'm not going to say where to fit into that video. And Deb King, if you're with us, you could have done some of that.
Yeah.
That video taking for us.
All right. So after Monday on, I think
Thursday.
it was Wednesday or Thursday.
It was Thursday. Yeah.
Was it Thursday?
Yeah.
We received this.
This is the gear part of tonight.
So yes. Hang on. Here's
it's
the
an
gear.
R84 series.
R84. This is a ribbon mic. I know you're saying to yourself, what the heck is a ribbon mic?
Well, it looks like a very old-fashioned mic too. It has that kind of
there's a good reason for that, because ribbon mics are one of the oldest style of microphones. Mm-hmm. Early on, way back when, in the 40s, 30s and 40s, microphones were ribbons. Mm-hmm. They basically have some really strong magnets, and they have this piece of aluminum foil that's kind of like on a piston on both ends. It's very thin. It's like 1.5 microns thick, mm-hmm. and maybe like 3/16 wide, mm-hmm. 2.5 inches long. And it's suspended between those, and it goes in and out of this magnetic field. Mm-hmm.
Is it Reynolds?
That's, I don't know. It could be. And that's what creates a sound, but they're very weak. They don't have any strength to them at all. So they need a lot of gain, mm-hmm. a lot of gain. You have to have a really great preamp to make them work. Mm-hmm. Why would I want one? For violin.
Ooh.
For violin. Hi, Gary.
Oh, we were just talking about you, Gary, in some kind of way.
Yes, we're talking about. So
this ribbon mic helps.
It's going to be for like violin, because it gets rid of scratch.
What about
bow
bass?
Scratch.
What about bass?
I actually used it. I used it yesterday on upright bass.
Okay, and how did that sound?
I thought it sounded very nice.
Okay.
It smooths out the sound. It's a very smooth sounding microphone. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have like, condenser mics can be kind of spiky a little bit. Mm-hmm. This is not spiky.
But we kind of like, I mean, what's going to happen with, like, because we kind of like some of that grit to, the violin. I mean, because it makes it feel like it's like a.
You don't know how much I have to roll that off.
Oh, okay.
I worked very hard to get rid of the bow scrape. Mm-hmm. I'm not getting rid of all of it. I just want it to be natural sounding.
Yeah.
And it's going to be beautiful sounding for a violin. So
yeah, see, it's my belief that Gary is the privileged one of the band. I mean, Tom makes sure. Hold on. So Tom, when we have band, we weren't having any kind of snacks for the band ever. And then there was, like, starting in like it was like 2021, all of a sudden Gary says, "Oh, I like sliced pepper." All right. Then this guy here, he starts slicing peppers up for Gary. And then all of a sudden we have chips and dip and sliced peppers for Gary. Now, this has never happened.
You got to do what you got to do to keep a band together. Okay. Maybe you're going to learn that someday.
All right. Well, someday. Now he gets a ribbon microphone. I'm thinking, Gary, what are you doing? Like, what? How
I already got a microphone for you. How long did I worked for years?
That was
get
years.
you the right
that
microphone.
That was years ago. So, Yeah, yeah, I think he is. He's very privileged. But I don't know. Gary has some kind of magic. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to try to replicate that so I
I
can
wish you would.
get more free.
Like the magic of backing up a trailer. That'd be
Oh
perfect.
no. You
But
know what?
anyway, let's
Yes,
continue on with what
yes.
happened
Okay.
in the studio.
So also we had someone else that came in the studio
Yes, on
on
Saturday,
uh-huh on
we
Saturday
had
morning.
Will.
Yes.
I can't remember Will's last name.
That's okay. We'll just say Will from right now.
Will.
To protect
Will
the
came
innocent.
in and he worked on a song that he came in, I guess it was the week before,
Mm-hmm.
and
He put down incredible vocal tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to his scratch. I played some piano. He sang against the piano. And then he came back this last week because I was listening to his scratch and I'm like, he's doing some really interesting things with chords on this. Very interesting. Oddball things, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of open strings, really odd things, you know, throwing in
Lots of
ninths and
diminished,
sevenths and
yeah.
a lot of diminished and augmented things.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. And I was not getting that flavor through a piano. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
coming across. So he came over and he recorded the guitar. Phenomenal. It
Mm-hmm.
sounded great. And then we listened back to the vocals because we were like, maybe we should sing these vocals again. And he was like,
I don't know if I want to.
yeah, I don't know if I want to.
They're
And
very good.
and you know, you're working with somebody that's very talented that comes in. He sang the song literally. Well, the first verse he sang like 4 times while I was working out his compression and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the song, most parts he sang it twice.
Right.
The end of the song, he sang it 1 time. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no pitch correction. There's no nothing. It is perfect.
It's like your vocals.
Yeah, just like mine.
And mine. I mean, we do spend a lot of...
It was pretty incredible. It took
Yeah.
the least amount of work that I've ever had to work on a vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
And the microphone was perfect for him.
Which one did you use?
I used the CM7, which is a U47, like a Neumann U47.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, it's Bing Crosby used one,
Mm-hmm.
you know, after he used ribbon mics for a while. Then
Yes.
obviously when they got into the 50s,
Isn't
then
that
they
the one
started
that I
using.
use? Do I use
No,
the CM7?
you
I
use
don't.
a CD4 that's been
Yep.
modified.
Yeah.
And so he sang it. Just sounded great.
So this remainder of this week, we'll be working on. Well, you did some work yesterday.
I put down
on, putting down some
bass,
electric guitar,
and I put down electric guitars.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of this week will be spent putting down drums. Later tonight, we'll work on some keyboard lines for it,
Mm-hmm.
maybe some orchestral kind of things
Right.
to do just little filler things in the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where we are with that. What are we talking about tonight now?
Okay. Well, the reason why we've been talking a little bit more about songwriting is because we usually start talking about things and we don't even know if you all know what some of the terminology is. So, I mean, tonight you used U48, CM7. You know, there's a lot of things like augmented.
Actually, it was U47.
That's right. It was. But anyway, we thought we would go diving into a little bit of songwriting. So last time we talked about...
What did we talk about the last time?
Okay, last time we talked about the importance of a hook.
Hooks and riffs. We talked about
so
hooks and riffs.
if you missed that one, go back. It was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Hi, Patty.
Oh my goodness, this is an inaugural of Patty and Rob.
Please let us know what you're drinking.
fantastic.
I have water. Heather has.
I have an Arnold Palmer. Ta-da! Very diluted, which is my favorite.
Okay.
Anyway, so we want to talk about
Song structure tonight.
Yeah, some standard, and then we're going to share with you one of our favorite non-standard songs, which we have, which we arranged.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
let's go for it.
Why don't we talk about the parts of a song? When you're constructing a song, there are elements to a song.
Yes.
So
what's the first one?
Sometimes it's an intro.
Mm-hmm.
An intro. What would an intro be? Possibly a little bit of an instrumental thing based on a verse or based on a chorus.
A riff.
It could be a riff.
It could be a riff.
It could be a riff.
Tying
that would be
it
an
into
intro.
last week's. Yes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go into a verse.
Mm-hmm.
What is a verse?
What is a verse? A verse is kind of like a story. It's not. It's
telling the story.
It's telling the story verse by verse by verse until either, it's a fulcrum or it's a turnaround or it's something that you're trying to get.
But if we
It's a
look at it as
message.
a book
This is
analogy, a
right.
verse is telling the story.
Yep. Or a poem. It's like a first stanza, second stanza, third stanza, kind of.
You also have a chorus.
Oh yes.
A chorus, I always think,
Very
is
catchy.
a chorus is typically the most catchy part of the song,
Mm-hmm.
and that the most that's the hook is typically in
Yes.
the chorus.
Yes. And this is what you want people to have in their brain is kind of like
Right.
that earworm.
And lyrically, it's typically like a summary of what the verses are trying to say,
Right.
but more succinctly,
Right.
where the verses are being verbose
Verbose.
and
Verboten.
the chorus is much more direct and straightforward.
Yes.
But often you can't get from the verse to the chorus easily, especially if there's a song that maybe has a different key change to get into the chorus. You want something that sets you up to do that.
This is your favorite thing to do on songs that you write. You don't know this.
No, I don't know
You do.
that.
Yeah. You like the pre-chorus.
Yeah, there's always a
You always like
pre-chorus.
it kind of settles in, something that settles in right before you like
It's usually
ramp it up.
about 4 measures long.
Yes.
It's just a short kind of interlude. Sometimes there's words, sometimes there's not. That's like setting you up for the chorus. And then you hit
Sometimes
the
it's that-
chorus and the chorus pulls it all together.
Right. Something like that drum beat. It's some kind of music and then the da, 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 and then it builds it up into this, heavenly melodic chorus.
Yeah.
Catchy chorus.
Yes. and another element would be,
Oh, the bridge from one side to the other. A bridge.
yeah, it's connecting 2 parts of the song.
Yes.
Often the bridge is in the center of the song, or 2/3 of the way through the song would be
Right.
the bridge. Also, if you were in England,
Oh, in England,
yes, back in
Okay.
the old country,
in the old country,
they
In
don't call
Surrey.
it the bridge. They call it the middle 8.
the middle 8.
Do you know why they would say it was the middle 8?
Let me think. There's 8 measures.
There's 8 measures. That's why
measures,
they call
okay.
it the middle 8.
Okay, that's
So if
really
you're in
fun.
England and somebody says, "Hey, play the middle 8," and you're going, "I don't know what you're talking
Yep,
about."
Gary,
They're saying,
Jimmy,
"Play the bridge.
pay attention.
Play the
Okay.
bridge." Okay.
Okay.
What's a coda?
Oh, I always hated codas. You got to go back somewhere. You got to go back.
No,
to
that's the
beginning.
DS coda.
Oh.
That takes you back. But a coda is kind of like an end of a song.
Okay.
Basically, it's kind of a wrap up kind of thing. And then the final piece would be a tag.
But don't you usually call a coda an outro? Or is that
Not
like
really,
it's a
because
tag plus
the
outro?
coda is longer than the tag is just like repeating like, and then she was gone. And
Yes.
that's the end of the song. And then she was gone was one of the words in the song earlier.
Right.
But now you're just bringing that back in as a tag.
Got it.
Tag is very short. Coda is quite long.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a coda might be a vamp. What's a vamp? A vamp would be like the instrumental section kind of building and
Mhm.
building. When we did a song called Sweet Love,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that.
the
song.
second half of the song is basically a vamp of building
Yes.
this
Yeah.
pattern going on and on as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we bring in a choir and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fun.
Do we always do this typical standard
No,
approach?
it's important to know the rules so you can break them.
Yes.
But some people just break the rules because they don't know the rules,
Yes.
which is a
Oh,
totally
It's not me.
different
usually.
thing.
Yes.
It's a totally different thing.
So before
But
we
if you look at pop music
yes.
over the history of pop music, popular music, we're basically talking, from the 1920s till currently, the last 100 years worth of music.
Mm-hmm.
It's all based on a certain structure.
Yeah.
You could look at it and you'd find that a good 75 to 80% of all the songs follow a certain pattern. And
Right.
like this, what would that standard pattern? Go ahead and list that off.
Intro.
You can
verse.
look. You
No,
can read it.
intro, verse, chorus. You could have an intro again, but it typically goes back to verse, then chorus, then bridge. You could do a pre-chorus before, any of that. So the bridge, and then come back to verse, chorus, and then
Another chorus.
you could do another chorus because that's a build up to
Yep.
the final, 2 choruses.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do
You have
a
coda or a
coda or
tag.
and then tag, and I love it when we just keep on drifting things out and out and out, out, out. That the tag goes, because there's a feeling I love to have
Well,
a
but
huge intro
but
and a
that's
huge
that's
kind of
more.
exit from the song.
But you're into musical theater,
I am.
and it's building a story, and it's long form music.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't trying to squeeze it into 2 minutes,
Right.
and so. And I love that too. And I like those kind of songs that stretch things out. I played progressive music forever.
Mm-hmm. That's very
And
musical-ish though too. I think
in some ways it
progressive
is,
and musical
except it's,
theater are very like.
but it's,
We'll go into what that looks like
yeah,
another take.
yeah.
But I've got a question for you before we move on. So a lot of times you have in poetry, you can do the rhyme, like after the first, second, third, and fourth lines. What is the best way to have those rhyming? Is it the second and the last, or the first and the third to rhyme the ending words? Is there any rule?
There's no true rule. People that don't make rhymes where the lyrics have no rhyme, I feel it's just lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would say, well, that's Dylan, but I say it's just lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's always a way to make some rhyme work, but not with orange. Orange, there's nothing that goes with orange. That's a lyricist joke.
Here's the thing.
We can go further into lyrics later, though. But
yeah, but I just want to know if there were rules, because within this, like there have been times that I have written something and I'm like, the melody is so strong, I don't want to put a rhyme in here. And that is really the only time that we do.
I think a lot of times you have 4 lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you do those 2 that rhyme, they end with a rhyme,
yeah.
and these 2 that end with rhyme.
Right.
Sometimes you have 1 and 3 and 2 and 4,
mm-hmm.
depending on how long they are. But sometimes I find the most interesting way is 1 has a rhyme within itself.
Yeah.
Does not rhyme with 2. 3 has a rhyme with itself.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
That's an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's many ways to do it.
So having sunny and funny being somewhere within there.
Within
like
the same line.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, what does Rob have to say? Coda is the first
compilation album by the English rock band Led Zeppelin. The album is a collection of rejected tracks from various sessions during Led Zeppelin's 12-year career. We've got to have Rob in here as a guest.
Yes.
He probably could really enlighten us.
Okay.
So we're going to go to a song, right?
Well, we want to talk about a song real quick before we go into it.
Yes.
That does not have these rules.
It doesn't.
It did not.
How exciting.
It does have a rhyme.
Yes,
there are rhymes on all the lines.
Yes.
But it has no verses.
Mm-hmm.
Read off the order. Well, maybe I should read it since I wrote it in Pig Latin or whatever.
I need glasses.
Okay, so and we did the short version of this song.
Mm-hmm.
The long version is even longer than this. There's an intro that's based on the bridge. Then it has an intro based on the chorus.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. So Jim and Gary, if you can identify which song this is
before we ever get to it.
Yes, before.
Okay. So intro that's based on the bridge,
mm-hmm.
intro that's based on the chorus.
Yeah.
Then a chorus.
Yes.
Then an interlude.
Shut up.
It's just an interlude.
Is this true?
Yep. Just a musical interlude. And then a chorus.
Mm-hmm.
Then another interlude.
Shut up.
Can I continue?
Yes.
All right. Then we have a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the intro based on the chorus.
Yes.
Then we have another chorus. Then we have an interlude.
This is crazy.
Then a chorus, a chorus, a chorus, and a bridge.
That's ridiculous.
Now, is that crazy or what?
Is that something we arranged, or is it something that we wrote?
For the most part, we took this band's song and we used one of their live performances to base it off of.
Mm-hmm. So it was...
Anybody want to take a guess? Oh, Gary got it. Okay.
I don't even know how you would know that, Gary. Did you guys talk before?
Okay. We're gonna let's play the song.
This is one of our favorite covers that we've done. So
this was one of the
very popular.
This is one of the earlier covers that we did.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
and that we actually put out. So here we
Well,
go.
hope you enjoy it.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you.
Some of them want to get used by you.
Some of them want to abuse you.
Some of them want to be abused.
Hey.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Hold your head up,
Moving on,
keep your head up.
moving on,
Hold your head up,
moving on.
keep your head up. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up.
Some of them want to use you.
Some of them want to get used by you.
Some of them want to abuse you.
Some of them want to be abused.
Hey.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Hold your head up,
Moving on,
keep your head up.
moving on,
Hold your head up,
moving on.
keep your head up. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up.
Wow, what'd you think of that?
Boy, were we young or what?
Wow.
We'll
I was looking at it, I
never-
was like, wow, that was 7 years
Oh,
ago.
that's crazy.
We all looked like kids. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony, congratulations.
Ashley.
Hey, Ashley. So, Tony, in a minute, we'll talk about Tony's
Well, we're
incredible.
Oh yeah, we have to make it.
in
We have
1
to get
minute.
into it because we got 1
Yeah.
minute to do it.
But I do want to say for that video, thanks to my son Aiden, who actually put all that footage together. And it was some that was all mixed up. Like it was from my phone, your phone. It was just like
Yeah.
a whole conglomerate of different, even
That was all taken from the tour
styles
in
and stuff.
2015.
That was the 2015, but then I brought in a lot of other stuff from the past. But the whole idea is that we had this dream to actually, have a band, play music, go out on the road. And so that's part of the sweet dream that we had. And so anyway, and we were Humphrey McCowan. For those of you who didn't know, we used to be Humphrey McCowan, and I got first bill, and then he got second. So now we're Shadowfields and we're not billed at all. We don't even get paid.
Bum, bum, bum. Hey,
Anyway.
tonight we have to say a big congratulations to Tony Skarouk
Tony. And Tony won first place
in
at
Alabama for a barbecue competition. I don't remember the name of the barbecue competition, but it was awesome. 39 teams, and he did this with his son.
Oh, that is so great.
Isn't that like cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want award-winning smoked meat, just hit up Tony Skarouk there on the chat.
He's too busy for
yes,
us
he's too
common
busy.
people now.
I know. He's never going to want to associate with us plebes anymore. But anyway, congratulations, Tony. Gary, thanks for letting us stay at your place on these tours, because that was a big part of our footage for Sweet Dreams. Again, thanks to Aiden, my son, for putting it together, and Jim and Gary and Tony for being in our band with us. So
And
appreciate
Ashley, how's Amanda doing? Amanda.
that. Oh yeah, that's
Amanda's
right. She
supposed to be
went to the
delivering,
hospital to
like
deliver.
either today, tonight, tomorrow, sometime soon.
Yeah, so you'll
So-
have to let us know. I'm
Yes.
sure I will see something on Facebook. Shelly will
Yes.
not be able to contain herself. I'm pretty sure. So anyway, thanks so much for coming online with us tonight and being with us and being our fans and friends.
This is Tom and Heather from Shadowfields.
Yep.
This is Monday in the studio. Thanks for being with us. And we will not see you next Monday.
No, I'm so sorry. I'll be with my daughter Liz in Nashville. We haven't figured out how to do long distance
Yeah, we'll figure that
recording,
out.
so we'll figure it out.
Otherwise, I'll have a special guest in.
No, you could.
She's doing
Yes.
well. Started
Yay.
induction. Very cool.
Fantastic. All right, so we'll wait to hear good news, and the rest of you have a great night. Thanks so
night.
much. Bye-bye, everybody.